granted patent from Government of India. He has been achieved Best Paper awardees under Engineering Division of Regional Science Congress in 2019 at University of Burdwan. His research interest includes nanocomposite, atomistic modeling, biosensors, and wide teaching interest with MSMEs, management and entrepreneurship, and engineering economics. He is a fellow member of IEEE and MRSI. Currently, he is working as an associate professor in the Department of Medical Electronics Engineering at Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering, Bengaluru, India, with the additional role as departmental coordinator of IEDC, IEQSC, and research cell as well. And with this introduction, now I'd like to welcome our respected speaker, Dr. Krishnan Bandyopadhyay. Good morning, sir, and very welcome. And we are very much overwhelmed that from your busy schedule, you have finally agreed to speak your valuable words to our students, those who have been attending today's sessions and this very important sessions by IIC GIS team. Thank you, sir. It's just over to you. Over to you, sir. Sir, unmute. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for nice introduction. Can I share my screen? Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are just working on it.
Okay.
Sir, you can share the screen. You can share your screen automatically.
Okay. So entire screen.
We don't have.
Okay. 1 minute. Just a minute.
Sir, permissions are already permission given. You can, yes, sir. You can share your screen. Yes, now it is visible. It's okay.
Okay. Now screen is visible, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. It's absolutely visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, good morning, one and all present here. Myself, Dr. Krishnan Bandyopadhyay, Associate Professor of Department of Medical Electronics Engineering, Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering, Bengaluru. So, first of all, it's indeed a great opportunity for me for inviting as a today's speaker. And I thankful to your ICC team and your principal sir, your organizing team, and the workshop coordinator as well. So a little bit about my institute. My institute is established in the year of 1960. It's a very old institute in Karnataka, a very renowned institute in Karnataka. Currently, we are offering 20 undergraduate courses and 15 PG courses, postgraduate courses. And many departments, we have Center of Excellence under VTU, and we are offering PhD degree as well. And apart from the curriculum, normal curriculum, we are offering MBBS, BDS, and Pharma as well. So, starting to my workshop, based on basically what I planned is first we'll start as design thinking, after that critical thinking, because most of the are I think you're all diploma student or BE Tech student. So workshop is basically based on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation thinking. So as you know, as the ICC rule and Innovation Council, as well as we have to mandatorily to disclose our institute vision. So this is our institute vision and our department vision, and our department program is accredited by NBA, and institute is accredited by AICTE and Government of Karnataka, Government of India, and NAC. So coming to today's agenda, first we'll start with design thinking, critical thinking, innovative design, and sustainability, analogies, ideation, management function. Little bit, I will make some extra addition, extra essence of management function. because at the end of the course they have to go to any industry working as a employee. After that they can go forward for as an entrepreneur, and after that some SSI, some MSME scheme, and finally IPR, intellectual property rights. So starting to design thinking modes. So you have some category of design thinking. We'll start from the emphasize, define, ideate means ideation, prototype, design, and taste and validation. So first, if we start with the emphasize, the first stage of design thinking process, to emphasize is to research or any work. And design thinking is essentially actually a problem solving approach and focus on a particular solution or particular work, or refer to the set of a cognitive activities, a strategic and a practical related to the process and design. And if we come to the invention, if we say what is the definition of invention, a new idea, because this term are correlated with each other. So a new idea for a technical solution of a problem has an economic value. An invention can be a new twist of an existing idea or a new combination of existing idea to solve a problem in better. Related to in engineering devices, technologies, system, procedure, control methods, and production process. So invention can also be a breakthrough, and it should be always incremental in nature, progressive in nature. So we should progress our invention, and so that based on the invention we go forward in the future. And nowadays, we know a very dominating field is AI ML, and after that, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. So, all are software solutions, and that software solution can also be a novel idea if they achieved some effective technologies, means technology transfer. An example of a software based on motor control through a software. And another question coming, that is innovative ideas, because why innovation is required? Because innovation ideas help to go forward, because I have mentioned it is progressive in nature. It is always incremental in nature. And innovation is a new product design, so that the companies will sustain, keep in the market, and after that company will share their company's share into the market. Another the coming is new term, that is sustainability. So what I have mentioned is the first is emphasize the stage of first stage means orientation issue. After that, define means define your problem, goal, and problem statement. After that, idea is your first idea means problem statement. So, like within the context of a problem statement, the team generates many radical design alternatives. What are the alternatives? And finally, come to the prototype means your design part, your circuit design, your hardware part, and model. And last one is taste. That means the validation. You have to validate your prototype. So what I mentioned, an ideology and a process solving complex problem in a user-centric way, and it should be systematic way. Design system or the design problems should be always solved through the systematic way, so that to makes people's lives in better way. Now for design thinking, we have two part. One is DTI 1 and DTI 2. Principle of design thinking with playful activities without rules, and another is implement design thinking concept through activities which focus on learning rules. And as you know, the design thinking mindset is actually a teamwork. Means without team, you cannot proceed forward. So teamwork and activity participation is required to identify the insight and deep challenges. Because empathy is nothing but you have to understand the people's emotion, and experimental in nature, mindfulness, action oriented, and collaboration. It is required. And after that, the what are the major elements of design thinking mindset? So first is the radical, the new future, then uncertainty, then means as a whole, if I say particularly you have to first think about the problem statement. And after that, the problem statement, after that you have to search for the possible solution in systematic way. And after that, the diverse team means you have to collaborate with some teams which has the diverse knowledge, some combination of engineering in your team. So design thinking mindset for the innovation is actually nowadays is interdisciplinary. So after that, the design thinking integrates human values, technologies, and business. So if we see all are related, the business visibility, technology feasibility, and human values usability, it is required. So design thinking integrates the human factors. Like this is a picture, symbolic picture. Now, how much that clearance is required? You have to think on it. After that, you have to make your bridges, everything, design the construction design properly. So as I have mentioned, the 5 stages of design thinking process overlap each other. That is first, as I have discussed. So this is a popular company nowadays, So this is a design thinking example. So their logo, based on that logo, you can easily identify it's Ola or Uber or something else. This is also a popular design Amazon nowadays and India Post. So this based on this logo, you can easily identify. Also one example of electric toothbrush and a music player to sense how well the user were brushing. And this is a unicorn company nowadays by use classes. So this is also a new domain of innovative thinking. Now thinking of a design to imagine or the visualize and dream up a new understanding. Because we are spending money for innovation nowadays. But what we stand now, because India is not considered as a innovative country nowadays. But after from last 10 years, we are the second largest startup ecosystem globally. Probably the number is 13,000, around 13,000. If I say the most innovative country in the world is first is US, after that Switzerland, then Sweden, China, Japan, UK. So we have to go forward for innovative thinking because we have brain, we have to utilize the brain. Intellectual property we have very much, manpower also. Only thinking is you have to think on the design aspect. Like for our Indian product, we have to look forward about the packaging, the design, and the sophistication. Because technology we know in India, because nowadays the India is now in second largest startup ecosystem now this time. And thinking about the design to consider, reflect, and deliberate ways of study and preparation. Because why it is required? Because as we know, nowadays we have outcome-based education. And in our outcome-based education, one essential is project-based learning. I think in your curriculum project, that mini project, some project is there. So how to execute that project, and after that the project validation. You have to validate your project, you have to validate your hardware through certain experiment. And how to create an environment that is actually a collaboration, your team. You have to make one team, because nowadays thinking is interdisciplinary in nature. Yes, that is also important. The culture as the context, time, place, culture, etc. And cultural relevance, the time, space, and the environment. Because according to the human beings or according to the country thought, the process for a problem that problem solving is differs. So you want to consider all, want to find a solution for a problem identity. You have to think on the country. It is not like that that we have to make a product like a USA or some first world country best. You have to think on it, our India situation, our rural belt situation, our agriculture product issue, product development, our industry. So you have to think according to the culture and relevance, time, space, and the environment. So types of the cultural problems, what needs to be fixed is first is physical problem, logical, and some political, economical problem also related. We have to consider it. The conceptualize first is you have to idealize some you have to idea, and after that the analysis, then research. As we know, the four function of management also it's related to the conceptualization. First is your plan, the planning, controlling. You have to plan first, and after that think on the demand and supply end, whether the market means as a whole demand and supply is you have to think on it like based on the market potential, that whether I'm designing some product, is it relevant for nowadays situation or not. That is important. So 10 designing methodologies for creative constellation of ideas is this one, this mind mapping and the brainstorming. These two are most important. So mind mapping, it start with a single idea that is a represented with text, color or image. More subsidiary ideas are added around the main idea and they connect with it by lines. Identified the hierarchy style should be implemented to the mind mapping. So the rules of the brainstorming, that is the deferred judgment, encourage wild ideas. You have to accept all ideas first. Then after that, based on the chronological order, we have to find out which is relevant. Is it good for the mankind? Then after that, time, culture, and values, space. You have to think on based on India's situation, our rural belt situation, our West Bengal, their situation, or state situation, and one conversation at a time. Be visual, build on ideas of others, encourage all ideas. The brainstorming is an effective way to produce many ideas. We have to give some one or two idea that generate a healthcare related product, design a healthcare related product, and we have to give it to the audience or the student. And within 1 hour or 2 hour, they'll come up with some good ideas. We have to accept all. And after that, one by one, systematically, you have to find out whether this is means again the logical, market potential, whether the product is demand in the market or not, whether it will sustain or not. So produce many ideas, generate ideas quickly, expand your portfolio of an alternatives, and get people unstuck. Because nowadays, people's mind is that I have to complete my undergraduate degree or postgraduate degree, I have to grab a job. This is not. If some opportunity is not coming in your door, you have to create your own door. So this is the opportunity that if we think properly, systematically, or logically, then we can generate few employees also. You can generate few opportunity for others. Those who are stuck already, they don't have find out any direction. You can give them a better direction. Solve a tricky problem, improve team collaboration. That is very much required nowadays. Team collaboration, improve your team collaboration perfectly. And how do human activities affect the environment? Food, the cultivation use land, water, resources, and fertilizer. Recreational activities, energy manufacturing of consumer. Entertainment, human activities draw from the limited and unlimited. Means what are the essential and what are the effective human activities? And another term is coming nowadays, it's very social term, that is sustainability. Sustainability is nothing actually the social goal related to the ability of people safely to exist on a earth over a long time. So the ability to maintain the support a process continuous over a time. Means whether your product, your technology, your idea will sustain for a long time or not, that everything. So based on the sustainability, we can survive. Our next generation can survive. An economic state where the demands placed upon environment by a people can be met without reducing the capacity of the environment to provide for future generation. This is also example of photovoltaic, the renewable energy resources. Nowadays, it's very popular uh, because our resources limited, natural resources limited. So we have to find out the alternatives. So what are the alternatives? Like those are conventional method, and the renewable is actually non-conventional method of energy resources. Wind energy, you have to find out some biomass energy, photovoltaic, that solar cell. So rate of use of renewable resources should not be exceed the rates of regenerations. And the rate of population of emissions should not be exceed the assimilative capacity of the environment. So this is also another way to sustainability attained. And sustainability goal is what? No poverty, quality education, sustainable development goals. These are the goals. Clean water and sanitation. As you know that from the COVID period, from the pandemic, we have learned many more things about the sanitization, about the cleanliness and hygiene. So you have to produce a good food, good health, good quality education, required the sustainable cities. Nowadays, coming a smart city, affordable and clean energy. Because all are environment protected. It should not be any adverse effect. Have to look into it. And another four R is very important. That is reduce, reuse, recycle, and renew. This is the four approach of sustainable design. Because why? The minimize the source of environmental impacts, material selection, manufacturing process, design for life cycle of a product, not just the product implementation guideline that reduce the impact through the life cycle of the product, industrial ecology, reducing material use, protecting live organisms, minimizing the use of the energy. Design for life cycle guideline is what? Raw material, use, distribution, manufacturing, end of life. In between my presentation, if you have any query, feel free to ask. Okay. So design of life cycle guideline and end of life. End of life is means that design for the reuse, design for remanufacturing, design for deassembly, design for recycling. Design for safe disposal, bioplastic. One of the popular automobile company Toyota is now using the bioplastic for car floor and spare tire cover in some of its parts. Bioplastic are derived from the agricultural products such as sugarcane, corn, and tapioca. The Toyota Biotechnology division is working with the 60 companies. So this is also one type of sustainability, a good example of recycling. And they synthesize the product from the bio waste. This is also design thinking. It should not be depend on the some chemical materials, some polymer. So this is also one type of alternative. Now, this is one of the popular picture. I guess a popular web application which is sustainable. See, as I have discussed, the emphasis is nothing but the first stage of design thinking process. That how user interact with their environment, capture codes, behavior, and notes. Notice, wonder, thinking, and feel. Three steps to have the deep understanding of a problem and realize. Step to the seal of the ad hoc. These are the finding few finding step, and skip this one. What I have already discussed. Ah, always you have to ask some WH-based question that what, how, and why. Every organization on the planet knows of what they do, how they do it, why, and what for. So you have to emphasize these tools like ask what, how, and why. You should ask yourself also when you are designing something, some idea, or you are synthesize some idea, you are inculcate something. That time you should ask yourself only why I'm doing like this, how, and what. Every organization, that what they do. These are the products they sell or the services they offer. You are designing something, what for it is, how, and why. Always you should ask yourself, or you should ask your team, because you have to collaborative in nature. Team building is nature, and team unity. So ask the 5 ways to allow me to means why do I want to do this? Why do I want to do this one 5 times? And after that, it will allow me to have a greater control over how I spend my time. I can have more flexibility in my life. I'll be able to work from home. I'll be able to spend more time with my family. Supporting my family is the most important thing. Yes. And after that, the empathy map. Say, then after the think, feel, and do. These are the 4 terms. Build your empathy with analogies. That is, first one is collaboration, then creativity, feelings, emotional connection, identifying needs, everything, and all are interconnected. Other tools like you can use some visualize video or audio visual something. Yes, this is discussion. Another 5 also you can use. You have to ask some WH questions that I have discussed. Yeah. And during that pandemic, it is important that what can be designed that will make 100% of citizens in India to be vaccinated for COVID-19. This is also one problem statement that time. Yes, things you must know the problem definition. Yes, you have to first define the problem statement. Know the goal and align the approach with the goal. Identify the kind of the problem that needs to be solved. Conceptualization, contextualization, adjusting a solution to the situation. Situation is what you have to consider your space, your time, value, and space. Means the situation based on the culture in India requires the affordable, sustainable. Another thing in India for the developing country, not only for India, that is cost effective. Explore the problem based on the concept map, impossible situation, and after that, analogy. Analyze and identify what you want, what people needs. And you have to do design thinking and detective and investigation. One by one, you have to test. So one by one, you have to test, like in detective or in systematic. Design thinking books. After that, this one, the picture implies that how to extract this gold from the material. So based on the analysis of insights, and this is very important. That is, it is called actually SWOT analysis, SWT. So your strength, you have to find out your strength, your weakness, threat, and opportunity. Strength is what your advantage. Weakness means what are the constraints? What are the main constraints? What are the limitation? Any financial issue? So that's need to be improved. What are the threats? What are the obstacle? What are the constraint and the opportunity? What opportunity does the idea have in the market? Because market potential you have to build. Whether really the product has demand in the market or not. Ideation is actually a creative process that generates from either through a brainstorming or from some possible way. The gaining user insights through emphasis, finding links, pattern, some creative thinking, and workable. The problem statement based on the define means all a related term: ideation, emphasize, and define. So ideate is nothing but the creating ideas for innovative solution. And why invention is required? Because the innovation idea has reduced the production cost. 20 years before, if you consider Nokia company, now they are not sustained in the market. Because of what? Because of innovation thinking. You have to innovate progressively so you can progress rapidly in your future. Like others company, compared to see Samsung, Apple, others company, they are innovated something. They're innovative company. Most of the innovative company, LG, they're progressive. But yes, frugal technology is also required because that is the cost-effective way for this developing country. But as well as you have to ideate some creative, innovative idea for your solution. Otherwise, you will not sustain in the market. Like a popular automobile company in West Bengal, Ambassador, Hind Motor. It's not sustained. Why? Others company now they come from outside India. They're coming to in India, and they are generating more automobile industry like Toyota, others company like Hyundai, because that invention, that idea, that creating needs to be improved. You have to be progressive in nature so you can sustain or you can survive. Better we can say we can survive for future generation. Means it is actually a creative process. So technology nowadays, if you consider from that GSM set, CDMA set, now we are using in 5G, 6G era, we are using data, and most of the phone are a smartphone. So technology changes rapidly because of what? Because of creative thinking. So six thinking hats, that is white hat, that is data facts figure, red hats, that is emotional and feelings, black hat. This you can categorize your six thinking hats. Yeah, that is example one. Suppose an organization organize an ideation activity to collect idea for a new product. So wearing the white hat means you are categorize your team. Yellow hat, black hat, and red. Now coming to little bit, I'll emphasize on the entrepreneurship startup. So before starting entrepreneurship, uh, uh, Henry Fayol, the father of management, has early said, defined the management is attainment organizational goal, effective and efficient manner to the planning, organizing, staffing, and directing. These are the foremost function of management. Yeah, planning. You have to plan first, organize your team member, controlling, and leading. That leadership is actually one quality. Later on, I'll discuss this one. And what are the management skills required? Because you are building team, you are generating some idea, so some technical person is required. Human skill required, ability to work well, and conceptual skill. It's not like full of branch of engineering student, or like you have to take some management student, some general graduate student. It's a combination. Some technical skill is required, some human skill is required, some conceptual skill is required. Others you cannot manage. So ability to see the organization as a whole, understanding, to relationship among various subunits, to visualize how the organization fits into external environment. And these are two key entity of management, that is management by objective, and second one is management by section. So one is planned, another by exception is the objective is what? It provides the objective and accountability for performance. Now you are attaining some goal. If it is not achieved, then you have to find out some other way, exception. So policy by which the management devotes its time to investigating only those situations in which actual results differ significantly from the planned results. What I have discussed this one. Technical skills, what is required? The risk management process, the risk control, financing analysis, project management, insurance, vendor relations, everything. Person like engineer, accountant, data entry operator, lawyer, doctor, etc. Technical skill means in their field, we are saying that is a technical. So a person knowledge and the ability to make the effective use of any process or techniques. Human skill, that individual ability of cooperate to the other member to organize and work effectively in the team, like interpersonal role, relationship, solving people's problem, and acceptance of other employees. Conceptual is you're based on some decision making, ability of an individual to analyze the complex situation and to rationally process and interpret the available information. Again, the conceptual skill, that is the idea generation and analytical process of information. That concept is required. And what are the roles? Interpersonal role, informational role, and decisional role. Categorize few: managerial role, figurehead, liaison, leader, monitor, discriminator, and in the decisional the entrepreneurs, or you can work in a company that is called entrepreneur. So one is entrepreneur and another is entrepreneur. And nowadays, when engineering student become an entrepreneur, we call it as a technopreneur. It's very important is liaison, that is coordinate between the different department, establish alliances between the different organization. Suppose you are thinking something, you have to liaise with some coordinate between the other department, other concern for your raw material, few essential analysis, analogy. So ethical guideline and the principle of the behavior employees are to be followed in their dealing. Because at the final is what? You have to build one product, you have to generate some idea, you have to build one product, you have to validate it, and after that you have to sell the market. Informational is what? The monitor, spokesperson, disseminator. Decisional, like a entrepreneur, commit organization resource to develop innovative goods and services. Disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. All type of peoples is required. And we have category of manager, like first line manager, middle line manager, top line manager, and this is the hierarchy from top to bottom. What I have discussed is the four function of management. The leadership is actually the process of influencing others to work towards the attainment of specific goal. Mathematically, if we express, so leadership actually the function of L is leader, follower, and situation. So leadership is determined by the characteristics of leader, the term, the team, and the situation that prevail in the organization. So it is the ability to pursue others to seek defined objectives enthusiastically. There's so many definitions for leadership, but it is very good to express mathematically so that you can remember. It's a function of leader, follower, and situation. Schumpeter, there's a father of entrepreneur. The gale of creative destruction. A lot of materials available in internet. You can go through it. It's a very the process of industrial mutation that continuously revolutionized the economic structure. Because nowadays, India, what I have discussed, India is the second largest startups. So in USA, startup number is now 72,000 ever. In India now it's 13,905. And if we see the global rank of Global Innovative Index ranking 2022, India's ranking is 40. Now, if you want to take this risk, if you synthesize some idea, if you formulate something in novel way, and if you can take the risk, you will become an entrepreneur. Innovators or a developer, you become a manager and entrepreneur. If you can take huge risk. So these are the character. Risk taker. First is risk taker. To take risk, you will gain flexible, knowledgeable, independent, energetic, creative, dynamic leader, resourceful, initiator, and persistent. So these are the most common characteristics of an entrepreneur. Characteristic of successful entrepreneur, that is self-confidence, passion, product management, ability to network, and you should have a very good vision. Very good vision, neat and clear vision, good problem statement, and good idea, novel idea. Whether that idea is demand in the market or not, how to judge it. A very good vision and gold mindset. And always you should ask one question, WH question: why, how, and what for it is. The description of entrepreneur, what I have discussed now, right, means if you want to establish a new venture. So this is also one type of a considerable function through which the growth and the development can be achieved. So nowadays, government of India also supporting through Startup India, Make in India. So they're all the startup. They're finding out some good project and good project into reality. So you should not depend on others' product. Okay, and you can reduce because India is developing country. We have the rural background people. We can serve some better things in cost effective way. The types of There are so many types of entrepreneurship. It's not like that it is four, but I mentioned here only four, that is achieved entrepreneur based on the different category. Sales entrepreneur, management, technology entrepreneur. Yeah, nowadays it's very popular. It's called technopreneur. And what are the challenges? As you know, in India, so many challenges are here, that the financial issue, the gap between the developed, the emerging, and the frontier, raw material scarcity, variable rates of return, and communication gap, language barriers. What are the challenges? Challenges is cultural differences and the political unrest, supply chain concern, and complexity. So these are the challenges. As I have mentioned, one entrepreneur is very self-motivated entrepreneur. So the term entrepreneur refers to a system that allows an employee to act like an entrepreneur inside the company, inside the organization. There are many more companies. They're giving this opportunity to their employee to become an entrepreneur. So it's a system which allow an employee to act as an entrepreneur. So you can idealize few idea inside your company, apart from your job. Yeah, it's a very nice figure. One is entrepreneur. The main quality, the common quality is leadership quality. But entrepreneur, those are full-fledged entrepreneur, they have risk-taking capability more than entrepreneur. And these are the barriers: some social barriers, some unskilled labor, monopoly, legal, the political issues, lack of market knowledge. And nowadays, this SSI is very important as a small scale industry. From government of India, they're supporting many more things for develop this small scale industry, like some this tissues, chocolate, sanitary pads, the toothpick, and many more in health sector, in other sector also. MSME also, in developing countries like in India, the small scale industries are a lifeline of the economy. Yeah, because in GDP their contribution is more. Agriculture and MSME and SSI, the contribution is more. Yeah, this is all this Khadi village, Gramodyog Bhavan, and the queer industry in Kerala. They different, like in our West Bengal, Bardhaman, pool, that rice paddy, everything. And these are the products, small scale industry product, bakeries, candles, school stationaries, few things, and the healthcare product I mentioned few, the medical equipment store, online pharmacy, surgical dress, surgical bandage, sanitary napkin, hospital rubber goods, and disposal injection syringe, and diaper. Many more things are available. And another, after completion of your product building, you have built one product. After that, you have to protect it. So, through the intellectual property of rights, that is patenting, it's basically, as you know, the property is tangible, it's movable, immovable. Another is intangible, which is not touchable, like your intellectual value, some research article, copyright, your trademark, industry property, design. So, these are all patentable. Patent relates the trademark, copyrights, geographical indication, industrial design, exclusive rights given to a person over the creative creation of their minds for certain periods of time, legal rights, and negative rights. Because there are certain people, they can take your technology, so you have to protect it. Patent invention product means based on the composition, the technical solution, technology. Trademark, visual logo, simple. I'll show you a few photo. You can easily understand. So these are the trademarks, as we know: Yahoo, Adidas, CNN, Nokia, Toyota, Honda, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. These are all the trademarks. And geographical indicators, as we know, these are the geographical indicators in for West Bengal. As we know, the Rasgulla is actually our geographical indication, GI tag. There are many more sweets, many more items. Nowadays, is geographical indications. Means we are protecting. Somehow we are protecting our product. Okay. Okay. So that's all from my side. If you have any query, you can ask.
Now this session is open to all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Now this session is open to all students or might be faculties. Both of them are now. Both of them are eligible to ask any questions to our concerned speaker today's
Uh, there are many
Bandyopadhyay.
students available here. Can you give one summary for our talk today? Anyone? What we have discussed today? Anyone? Any student? Can you give some summary? What we have discussed today?
Students, any one of you can please explain the summary.
Can you give one
Actually,
summary
what
of
discussions
today's
has been.
session?
What are the
Because it's
slides
basically a
actually you have
student
seen?
session. Yeah. What we have discussed today? Anyone can give the summary?
Students,
So,
please ask
sir,
something.
actually, I do have one question on behalf of student. On behalf of student, the
Yes, yes,
question is that
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
actually
Sir, hello.
it is something like that since
Yes,
a
yes.
long time, for around 13 years, more than 13 years, I've been associated with this teaching. Before that, 1 year I was
Okay.
associated with the industry. So with this 13 years of experience, what
Okay.
I've seen that the
Yes.
perspective, the point of students, something is like that. Whether I am studying electrical and studying mechanical, so I have to go for a job for only electrical and mechanical. They're thinking span is something like this. As I'm studying electrical, so my job has to be with the electrical. They are considering
Correct.
this, the two shift of paradigm they are not considering. Actually, they're considering what I'm studying, I have to do in that way. A power system, I have to work with the machine and all this kind of thing. They are just specifically taking their job with the subjective what they have gone through while completing their certification process. Now the point is that
Correct.
from that point of view, now we are taking a big, it's a big step, like, because India is now has population is has grown a huge, and industries
Huge.
vacancies also it is very much confined to, and automatically now creating job is very difficult with the existing companies. For creating job, we have to form up startups. Then only it is possible to create a job. Now I
Correct.
want you to explain to the students that as I'm studying electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, applied electronics, medical electronics engineering, whatever the engineering domain I am choosing and pursuing my career, this problem statement, solution, and intellectuality and its patent, all this process together forming one startup. And why, which problem, this problem is not related to electrical engineering, is only searching the problem related to electrical, problem related to mechanical
Correct.
students will be searching, even until and unless they are not getting any problem their domain, they will not start thinking of any problem or any solutions. So in that way, the
Correct.
formation of this startup will never reach to that peak. So I want you to kindly explain these students that actually what is the engineer and why engineers are being considered to be the best part to form one startups, why they have the ability to solve the problems. Problem solving, this is one of the graduate attributes what we form while creating MBA. But the problem solving is the point. The attributes what we each and every engineer should learn from any domain they belongs to. It is not very much specific, open to all, and it is general attributes to all. So, sir, please you explain these students that what is this contradictory point must be replenished from their mindset, so that I think this
Correct.
IIC's events will be successful from all the institutes or universities in India, what the government or AICT has been thinking for incorporating in each and every higher education institutes. Please, sir, it's over to you.
As you rightly said, sir, now the student mindset is like that. Core company, it's some non-core company, but now situation is different because it's all our outcome-based education (OBE), and we are giving the opportunity not only the electrical subject, those who are electrical graduate or electrical diploma, we are offering few IT course and few non-IT course also. You can't say C or C++ is a computer science domain subject. Nowadays it's interdisciplinary. So for the interdisciplinary, you have to learn C, C++. Because if you want to design one smartwatch, what is required? One electrical engineer, one instrumentation engineer? No. First, the term is that you have to interface with some software. Another term nowadays is coming nowadays, it's called Internet of Things. So because of few constraints, because of accessibility, because of the market demand, you have to make one team. It is not only electrical engineer. You have to take some computer science student, few of your friends, mechanical, from civil, combine together, and collaboration. That is required. And collaborative work, it should not be like you are graduated or you have diploma in electrical engineer or civil engineer. You have to go for all the civil engineering job, all the, yeah, priority should be there. But even you have to search for different, because nowadays the era is interdisciplinary. Correct. And this cognitive idea, it is not only, see, I'll give you one very good example. Google CEO, former CEO, Sundar Pichai. His background is metallurgical engineering from IIT Kharagpur. He's graduated from mechanical engineering from IIT Kharagpur. So all about the metal, everything, the metal forming, you know. But now the CEO of Google. So we cannot stuck on it that I have completed BTech or diploma in computer science. I have to find out some computer related job. No, okay, most priority is there because that is your interest. Okay, but some interdisciplinary work, because that BTech diploma we are giving opportunity is Actually, we are creating one platform where you can inculcate, you can gain some knowledge. Correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is absolutely correct. And Sundar Pichai is also one of the very good example of entrepreneur. That the person who is
Correct.
working in the company but thinking like management.
Working company.
That is why he has been
Correct.
promoted to CEO. This is the very good
Correct.
example, Sundar
Very
Pichai.
good.
He has
Because that's
proved
why the
that
Google
yes, it
is
is possible.
Google is the now most innovative industry. Most innovative. If you innovate something, then you can sustain. Other or you can survive for your in future. Otherwise, you will not survive.
Exactly. Perfect. Ritik sir, any question?
Uh,
Okay.
no,
Uh,
I don't have any question.
thank
Actually,
you.
I'm
Ritik is
coming.
my
But
friend.
actually, I want to add something in this topic. Actually, uh,
Correct.
uh, nowadays we're seeing that the industrial robot are working instead of manual operation. So industrial robot because high precision, accuracy, job accuracy, production assembly line that to make the all these things in a sequential way and to make it as perfect as much. So that is the motto, and that's why the industrial robot are doing very well in advancement of manufacturing or production engineering. But this is I can say that the manufacturing production this is all are the part of mechanical metallurgy people. But when we are going to use the industrial robot, that this robot is working basic principle of physics, mechanics, mechanical, that the principle for working the industrial robot. But how to use that machine, how to function that machine, and what is the sequential function of this sequence of the functions of this industrial robot. So mechanism, function, and the specific output of the industrial robot. For this purpose, we need mechanical engineer, metallurgical engineer, computer science engineer to correlate all the things, electronics engineer, electrical engineer. Every engineer is needed for this, for making the industrial robot, as well as the maintenance of the industrial robot. So, so as much as we can go for interdisciplinary work, teamwork, that can helpful for us, and that will be very much productful for industry also, as well as for our society. We can achieve better and better. So this kind of and this is also a part of obviously for startup also.
Correct. Correct. Very true. See, now many
So
more physician, doctors, they are working
hmm,
together with engineer
hmm,
because all nowadays all medical equipment, all are based on all are engineering product.
yes,
So that engineering product, they need to access, they need to know the technology. So they have to work hand with hand.
and
So everybody,
right,
we have to make one team. We have to
hmm,
make one team so that we can work incremental because innovation is incremental, progressive in nature.
yes, right, right.
Okay. So I like to have any question from student side, from anyone.
Student, please ask something.
No, it is not
We are
only the
we
question.
are
If
actually
you have
silent
some
today.
idea or if you want to say
I
something, yeah.
no, no,
They
no.
are all busy with their session,
Students would
so
not.
I think that's why they are busy today.
Okay. So with this, I had
So
last
thank you,
month.
Dr. Ritik Das, for each point agenda
Oh,
as well in this
because
beautiful talk as presented by Dr. Krishnan Bandyopadhyay, and he has brilliantly presented as because he himself is a coordinator of this entrepreneurship development cells, and better he knows that what
Yeah, we have
exactly
one
is required for
IBC
these.
cell here
Yeah,
in
I
our
just gone through
institute.
your
We have
profile.
one
I come to
innovation council and IBC.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's the now it is it's the initiative very much
Mandatory.
happy with this initiative,
Required.
but the thing is that it will take time, might be, but one day we will actually the this Israel, this country,
Ah,
they
most
have been
innovative
doing
country.
these things
Correct.
since long time.
Right.
What India
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Isn't sir, your network is some problem is there.
Okay, so with this I conclude. Thank you, organizer. Thank you, principal
I,
sir.
I want to I want to
Thank
thank
you.
Krishnanda for accepting our invitation and give us your valuable time. And you have nicely presented all the topics that for design thinking, critical thinking, and finally you have ended up with IPR, intellectual property rights. So that is the nice presentation you have delivered already. And thank you once again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Since
sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
look forward
thank
for your cooperation again.
you.
Correct.
And thank you, Dr. Ritik.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Isan sir, and thank you, Gauri sir.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you.